Previously on They See Me Rollin'.
Yay!
Belvedere.
I run to give him a hug.
Belvedere gives you a hug right back, and he says, you need to see Smith. Come. I know this is the weirdest possible time, but I'm a large investor for Landy World, and I just want you guys to take a nice vacation.
Is this some kind of secret mission? Have you got is there any code? I want a secret mission here.
It's totally a mission. When we left off last time, you guys had just arrived at the resort. You guys rode overnight in the carriage and arrived there in the morning. So the park is open and available to you after you head into your rooms. So do you really want to spend some of this time in the podcast settling inside your rooms, or do you want to just get to it?
That's one of our favorite things. Let's go see this room.
Is there a breakfast buffet?
Jelly wants to check out the continental breakfast. The complimentary continental
it's not a continental breakfast. It's a full-on buffet.
Oh, the flavors of the continent brought before me in one tray. How delightful.
Well, I'm definitely heaping up a ton of bacon and like...
I hope you have your will set out.
Slabs of ham and legs of like some kind of weird fantasy chicken.
Skumk is really excited about the idea of a buffet, but disappointed in practice.
You've just described every
life.
Buffet ever.
Because there's no bugs. There's no bugs in this buffet.
That's how, like, every time I order pizza, I want pizza up until the moment I actually start eating it.
But if Skump wanders into the kitchen, he'll find tons of bugs just everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
They have some good fermented stuff on the floor underneath the table.
Oh man, yeah, that stuff is rich.
How did this place pass like the health inspection? This is crazy.
There are no bugs in this place. This place is immaculate.
Damn it.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's our breakfast bit.
So, yeah, Skump will either have to eat other cultures' foods or kind of find the bugs inside the park outside.
Skumk is actually kind of grossed out by how clean it is. He's like, what did they do to get it so clean?
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to know.
Stan, I have a question. What is the name of the capybara again?
Loopy.
Okay, I grab Ronaldo and we head off into the park to find Loopy and take some pictures with her.
Well, that's when Belvedere turns and says, hold on, my friend. We are waiting for our chaperone. And coming through the resort doors, you see a goblin dressed somewhat fancily, wearing a cartoonishly fancy tuxedo with a monocle and a fake cigar in his mouth.
Is this one of what's-her-name's characters?
No, not one of what's-her-name's characters. But Belvedere claps his hands and he says, and there he is. Hello, Garbager, my friend.
Hello! How are you all doing today? Hello, gentlemen and lady. It's so nice to meet you. I'm Garbager.
Oh, hi, Garbager.
Hi.
Oh, Oh, you look familiar. Wait, no. Do I know you? Yes, I do know. No. Wait, do I know you? Scampy.
Close. Yeah.
He is a bit of a shrimp.
No. I heard that Scampy got eaten by a bugbear.
Oh no, that's terrible to hear. Are you okay? Are you doing okay?
I was never eaten by a bugbear. I did
good.
get eaten by a giant building that looked like a spider, though.
Oh no, are you okay?
In a way.
So what is your name?
I mean, I'm fine.
I just can't place it. You look so familiar, but we goblins all look alike.
Oh wow. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
It's true. I can say it.
I think Garbage is going to be our Poochie.
Hey, dude.
Has he put his cap on backwards?
How's it hanging?
Garbagers are dippy fresh.
I am on a skateboard right now.
So, speaking of, I would like to introduce to our listening audience our guest voice, Michael Rader.
Hello.
And we'll get more into Michael Rader at the end of the show when we do our shout-outs. But I just want to go ahead and thank you, Michael, for being the voice and embodiment of Garbager.
Well, thank you for having me. You might regret this in a while, but right now, you're welcome.
Never.
Skumk. It's Skumk from...
I knew a Skumk once, actually. I think...
No, that's me.
It is you?
Your brother, Skunk, from when we were born.
Right. Right. You
Skunk.
were...
Your brother is so much more successful than you. How do you...
True.
Look how fancy his clothes are.
Now, Skunk, you were about 20 children behind me, is that correct?
Yeah.
I think there's about 20 between us.
I was the short one.
Oh, right. You were just really full of vim and vigor as a baby.
Yeah.
A lot of vim,
Yeah.
a lot of vigor.
Mm-hmm.
Just always
Yeah.
just pumped full of vim and vigor.
They called me Vimy. Before they...
Mm-hmm. Before we named you properly on your naming day, yes.
Yeah.
Which is a Goblin tradition that everyone knows about.
Yeah, everybody knows about this. They called me Skunk.
It's when you take the Goblin babies out to the swamp and you throw them in, and sometimes they don't float up to the top, but when they do, you interpret the mud clinging to their forehead, and you derive the name from that.
Yeah. The name is a portmanteau of the sound it makes when you throw them into a swamp.
Yes. I was thrown into a rather unusual swamp that when
Yeah, it was a bubbly one. I remember that.
Good times.
Yeah.
Who are your friends? Your associates? Your sidekick?
Yeah. These are my sidekicks.
I'm Coen Greyfield.
I'm really the main
Paladin of Bast. Pleased to meet you.
Well, pleased to meet you too, Coen.
I'm really the most important one. Really.
I'm certain. Goblins rule the world, right?
I give them the direction, you know.
Right.
Wait, goblins rule the world?
I'm pretty sure.
I hadn't. What?
We're kind of behind the scenes running everything. I think but I have a philosophy of thinking positively, and if you put that out there,
we get eaten by bugbears.
Well, in a sense, but we really affect the bugbear population from within.
I mean.
Jesus Christ, guys.
Skumk, you have to think positively. It's affirmations. You put the positive energy out into the world, and good things come back to you.
I've never been really into that much. I'm more about,
Well, I will tell you all about it.
Okay. You can do that later.
Who are the rest of your friends?
I take,
This is Belvedere. He's a movie star who I'm best friends with. And he's rich.
Thank you. But I'm actually a television star. Thank you.
It is a pleasure, Mr. Belvedere.
The pleasure is mine, Carpenter.
I don't know the show. I don't know the show you're on because I don't own a television, but I have it on good authority that you are very famous and very beloved.
He's the second most important after me.
Wow. I am just so impressed, Skunk. You've really come a long way from being that small, mealy child you once were.
And the third most important, this is Ronaldo.
Ronaldo
likes
Ronaldo.
My eyes are ablaze right now.
Well, I am just pleased as a nightbird to meet you, Ronaldo.
Good to meet you.
Ronaldo's either having an orgasm or a heart attack. I'm not certain.
Yeah, I think he's having a heart attack.
Ronaldo is just very, very shy. He's completely out of his element right now.
Golly, I'm sorry. I came on a little bit too strong, Ronaldo. I am so sorry, and I will give you your space, and I will approach you more cautiously and with a lower tone of voice later on.
Thank you, Mr. Garbage.
Mr. Garbage.
I take Garbager's hand and kiss it. Say, Enchanté.
Ooh, well, enchanté yourself. What's your name, lovely young lady?
My name is Jelly Butter. It's a pleasure to meet such a fancy man.
Oh, well, thank you. I mean, I wouldn't consider myself a man so much as a monster, but thank you so much.
Okay, we're all fired now. Michael is just gonna do the entirety of this show by himself.
We don't pay that as much attention to gender as we do the fact that we're monsters.
It's very important to our identity. Some people think it's defeatist, but I think we need to embrace it.
So you don't see gender, but you see race.
Yes, race is very important. Now you are a. Are you?
I'm not sure
tiefling?
about
Is
that
correct,
way of
Jelly
putting
Butter?
it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yes, I am.
Yeah, I could tell. You just have that look about you.
You know, the red skin and the horns and the forked tail, you know, it kind of gives me away.
Yeah, lovely horns they are, though.
Oh, thank you, and I bashfully,
Such graceful
brush some
curves.
hair out of my face. Oh, thank you. You're a charmer, aren't you?
Now, what are you all doing here? Are you just here to see the park?
That's a good question.
Garbager, you should know that. You're our chauffeur, you're our host.
Oh, I'm just making conversation. I just want to really bring them out of their shells, especially Ronaldo.
I didn't want to come. I thought I was. I think this kind of thing is dumb because I'm a grown-up.
Oh, Skumk, I understand your hesitation, but I will show you the time of your life while you're here, and by the end of it, you are gonna be a Landy head just like the rest of us.
With that, Garbager realizes that time's a moving, and it decides to gather you all up in his fancy carriage. It's a limo carriage. You've never been in one before. It's quite long, and as you enter in, the seats surround the entire carriage with little fruits and drinks and cocktails all around you.
I get naked and jump into the jacuzzi. I assume there's a jacuzzi in this thing.
I lean
There's
my
even
head out the
a hot
window and
spring
start
inside
retching.
this.
Coen, you are so fit. What do you do to keep yourself just in such great shape?
Oh, mostly vengeance.
Vengeance? Oh, that sounds exciting. You're going to have to tell me more about that later. Or you can tell me now. This is going to be not a super long ride, but it's going to be a moderately long ride for us. And we will have plenty of time to chat and just get to know each other.
Well, if you get on my bad sides, I tend to get vengeful and start beating on you. Yes, that's how I do it.
All right. Well, I always try to stay on everyone's good side, so it's not going to be an issue ever.
Oh, good. I think we can be friends.
Excellent.
Is Carpenter angling to just sleep with all of us?
No, he's our host.
I'm not ruling it out.
Yeah, it's good to keep your options open.
How accommodating of a host are you?
I'm a very positive person.
And as Garbager noted, the ride is not terribly long, since your resort is just down the street, essentially, from the access to the park. Garbager passes out to you VIP passes to the park so that you don't have to go through the ticketing booth.
And I want to clarify that everyone is a very important person, but today you are especially important people.
Thanks. You know, I've been through a lot recently. I need this. You know, it's just whenever I signed up for the adventure in life, I didn't know I'd have to kill people or be in stressful situations.
Oh, that sounds so tough.
Yeah, you know, I think it all goes back to the day that I became a sorcerer and my sister was taken from me and I was abandoned from I was cast away from my tribe. Let me tell you about it.
Okay.
And
There's a Shea Lounge in this limo.
as you arrive at the park,
And that's how I met your mother.
the limo carriage stops and Belvedere opens the doors for you to exit, and you're at the VIP entrance, and you're greeted by a lady dressed up in the traditional Landy World uniform, which is just a closed, bright, light blue blazer with slightly darker blue pants and gold trimming, and a kind of like a bellman's hat on top of her head, and she says, "Welcome to Landy World," and hands each of you a map.
I want to see the Waterworld show.
Now that you have the maps, you enter into the park. You skip the ticket booths with your VIP passes. As you pass through the massive main entrance reading Landy World, the Mystical Empire, you see an enormous parade coming down the main strip.
That's an ominous name for a children's series.
Of this parade, there are 5 large companies with 4 platoons each. And each platoon with a different brightly colored uniform than the last. So the first platoon would be bright red, and the other one would be bright green and bright blue, and so on and so on. And each of these companies with 4 platoons inside them is led by a band leader wearing an all-black band uniform.
Oh, a parade. I love the parade. You know, when I was a young boy, my father took me to the city to see a marching band.
That's... I don't remember that happening.
I take everything back, Michael.
Well, you know, I was one of the older ones, Skumk, so we got more special treatment.
Garbage's father loved him more than
you know. After a while, they just kind of get sick of the kids and wander off. But, you know, I was one of the earlier ones, so I got to go to the city and see the parade.
And he said, "Son, when you grow up..."
I don't like... No, Jody, don't you indulge this. I swear to God.
All right. So the parade passes by, and Landy World now opens up to you. And where you're actually quite close to the first major attraction, which is Mobsy's Catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Right, and from where you are, you can see that it's a large wooden roller coaster, but it's hidden by a lot of trees, so you can't exactly make out the entire thing.
A fantasy roller coaster? You know what? That's definitely going to be a catastrophe.
You know, the whole park's open to you, but I would recommend going to Mobsy's Catastrophe wooden roller coaster first. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Sure. Coen couldn't be less interested in this place, so yeah, I'll go check it out.
I notice you're cat-themed, though, Coen. You have a few cat-themed iconographies on you. Do you like cats?
I do. I worship cats.
If you like cats, you're going to love this ride.
Oh, Coen's eyes light up. Now he's excited.
All right. That said, are you guys carrying your weapons?
I carry them everywhere.
I'm just carrying a handlebar from a scooter.
And a handlebar mustache.
Okay.
I'm a sorcerer. I don't carry weapons, so I'm fine.
Ooh, I noticed that you have some weapons on you. You're gonna need to put those in the lockers before going on the ride. I'm sorry, just the rules. I don't make them, I just enforce them.
Does this count as a weapon?
All right, we go to the locker. It takes me about half an hour to figure out the locker system with the keys and the coins and the everything.
Can I take a look at that skunk?
Sure.
I mean, I think it could be used as a blunt instrument, Skunk. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Anything could be used as a blunt instrument. Right?
Well, you got me there. You do have me there, but I can't really get into the logistics of this right now. I don't want to get dragged down into this. You're gonna have to put it in the locker.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
It's like my only possession, but that's fine.
You will get it right back after you get off the ride.
Okay. I'm still not sure what this ride is.
Ooh, it is a wooden roller coaster. It's one of the first rides that was in this park, and it is just a blast. And it's based on the popular cat character Mobsy, not to be confused with Moby, the hit international DJ, producer, and songsmith.
I don't know what any of that means, but sounds fine.
I love how cosmopolitan Garbager is.
I do too. I'm digging it.
All right, so after you secure your weapons, Garbager guides you towards the entrance to the catastrophe. However, as you're walking past, you hear a person shout out to Garbager. Garbager, just need your help real quick.
Oh, sure, in a jiffy.
And you turn and you see a man standing at the door of a place called Garbager's Orphanarium. And
what?
Garbager runs towards the man, and the man says, "We're starting to run out of space. What do you want me to do with the current stock of orphans?"
Oh, we have closets, don't we?
we're running low. Is there any place else we can store them for the meantime?
Let me see. How's the basement doing? Is the basement full?
Well,
I mean, it's not a basement so much as a crawl space.
I think we can clean it up in about an hour or so.
Oh, don't worry about it too much. They'll be fine.
All right.
If there's any goblin children, they'll love the bugs.
That's a good point. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot, Garbager.
Oh,
have a good one.
Thank you, bud.
And his name is literally Bud.
Tell us about your orphanarium, Garbager.
Oh, well, it is a helpful service for this park. You know, if children get lost, or, you know, if they're separated from their family for any reason, you know, we take them in and
their parents are killed on a roller coaster.
Yes, exactly. That happens so much, especially on this ride. And
I cast shield on myself.
You know, we take them in, we take care of them, they help us clean up a little, and when their parents arrive, for a small fee, we'll return their children to them.
Parents arrived? You said it was an orphanarium.
If the parents arrive.
Oh, if. Okay, gotcha.
Garbager, you're an enterprising goblin. You're a very resourceful person. I admire that.
I read a very important scroll called The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Monsters, and when I read that, I mean, it really taught me how to just kind of turn my life around and start, you know, making things work for me.
Start making friends and scare people.
Michael, I almost had a heart attack because I thought you were about to say Atlas Shrugged.
As you have this conversation, you pass through to the front of the line with your VIP passes, and you get a closer look to what is an incredibly large wooden roller coaster. The front of the train, you notice, has Mobsy's cat face. It's very cute. Very adorable. In fact, Mobsy is themed all over the place. It's lots of cats, and as the train takes off, you hear an adorable meow, which was Mobsy's famous catchphrase.
I love that cat.
Coen stops at every effigy of Mobsy and does a little prayer to Bast and offers up some kibble to each one as he goes past.
And you enter the cars and pull down the metal bar that functions as both a handle and safety bar. The cars then begin to move, and they climb up the first hill, at first quickly and then slowing down as all cars are now on the chain that is pulling you up. And you pass the tree line, and you can see the park to your left and the entrance to your right. And straight ahead of you is a sign that's, for some reason, a little bit difficult to read. I need you guys to roll a perception check.
Well, I don't notice shit.
Hold on, what's my perception? -1.
Your perception's pretty weak.
Yeah, -1, so it's probably not going to be.
12.
0.
I got...
Good job, Garbager.
Garbager can't read his own
so Jelly
sign.
rolls a 3.
Garbager's
Coen
actually
rolls a
Mr.
9,
Magoo. We
Skumk
forgot to
rolls
mention.
A 12, and Garbager rolled a 1.
Gosh, a bird flew into my face, and now I can't see anything.
Garbager is Fabio.
So, a bird literally flies into Garbager's face.
It'll take me a while to wipe the blood and the feathers out of my eyes.
Blinding him completely as you go up this hill. Coen and Skumk, you're able to read the sign. Jelly can't make it out at all. It just looks like a blur.
Jelly's nearsighted.
Coen,
She can't read
what you
that.
read is simply Mobsy's train is about to go off the rails. But Skumk, what you see, in addition to that, in fine print that Coen cannot see, it literally doesn't show up on the sign for Coen. You read, "You're going to die." And the train crosses the the train crosses the precipice, and you speed down an impossibly large hill, which leads to a curve that slams you against the car wall. At this point, your handlebars then fly back up to their original positions.
I don't think I like this ride.
As the train goes
Whee!
back up a smaller hill and then back down. I need you all to do a dexterity saving throw.
I got a 24.
I got a
Nice.
17.
I got 22.
20.
Jelly, wow, guys. Skump with a 17, Coen with a 20, Garbager with 24, and Jelly with 20. You all expertly managed to stay inside your cars despite not having the handlebar there to hold you in.
Like a bunch of Russian gymnasts over here.
I say to Garbager, is this normal? This doesn't feel very fun.
I wouldn't say that it's exceptionally normal. In fact, it's a little strange, but we're all okay, so I'm looking on the bright side here.
That's right, but if we die, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, please don't.
You find yourselves nearing a series of curves, each one slamming you against the wall of your car. Do another dexterity saving throw.
I turn into an octopus and stick myself to the thing, and also hold on to everybody else so they can hold on too.
All right, so you guys all get advantage on this roll, on this dexterity saving throw, and all additional dexterity saving throws should they come up for the rest of the ride.
16.
All right, Jelly got 10, Skump got 16, Coen got 21, and Garbager got 16. With Skump's help, you managed to hold on to the edges of your car seat and stay in.
I'm so scared that all of my eyes are inside my head, like an octopus can do.
And you squirt your ink everywhere.
Yeah, there's ink everywhere. It shoots. It falls down on, guests below us.
Oh, and who's sitting next to whom?
I'm sitting next to Ronaldo, of course.
Jelly's next to Ronaldo. Coen and Garbager together, or Coen and
I
Skump
think I'd probably take up 2 seats, so I'm on my.
Oh, you're by yourself.
Okay. I'm next to Ronaldo then.
I'm next to Ronaldo.
No, Ronaldo's with Jelly.
Oh.
You and Garbager are small enough that you share a ride with Belvedere, so you squirt Garbager and Belvedere with your ink.
Yeah, I made sure that Belvedere was between me and Garbager, though.
You know, everybody, this is a really terrifying situation right now, but I want us all to look on the bright side. If we die, we're all going to die together as friends.
Thanks.
No.
I'm not feeling very... I can't even remember the word. I'm so scared.
Comforted.
The train then enters into a dark wooden tunnel.
Ooh, spooky.
The tunnel of love.
This portion of the ride seems to go on way too long.
I squeeze Skump's tentacle.
When?
As the light at the end of the tunnel doesn't appear to get any closer to you as you continue rushing forward. The speed seems to be increasing, and suddenly light flashes within the tunnel. I need you guys to roll a perception check.
17.
It's a fat 8 there.
8.
Okay, so Skumk, none of the others notice. The light just kind of blinds them a bit, but when that light flashes, for just a moment, in the darkness, you see large cylindrical towers all around you with pipes leading out in all sorts of directions and steam billowing out of metal chimneys. And that's it. The light goes back out and you're inside that tunnel. But now you find yourself actually exiting the tunnel and you see yourself heading back into the station. However, your speed hasn't decreased. You're coming in too fast, and then you feel the emergency brakes kick in. And I need you all to do a dexterity saving throw.
With advantage?
With advantage.
15.
21.
11.
20.
So everyone else manages to stay inside their car. However, Skumk ends up flying out of the car
as an octopus.
Can I grab onto his tentacle and try and hold him?
Yeah, go ahead and do an athletics check.
Sure.
You rolled a 1, so not with that. Not only do you fail to grab Skumk as he's flying out, but with the momentum of you leaping up to try to grab him, you fly out of the cart, too.
I regret everything.
And you guys fly over the heads of the other passengers and crash into the wall. I need you guys to take 1d6 plus 1 damage, so I will go ahead and roll that.
There's a splat.
Well, Ronaldo, it's just you and me now. We'll have to start our own adventuring squad together.
All right, you take 6 damage each.
Oh, okay.
The rest of you remain in your seats.
It's a really bad sound.
Yeah, it goes as you hit the wall.
Whew, that was refreshing. And you know, something about almost dying just makes you realize how important life is. We should all agree on that. And we should all agree that there is no reason to sue.
You know what? I see where you're coming from, Garbager. I get a similar feeling whenever I rip the life out of an opponent. You know, it just really makes you appreciate the sanctity of your own life.
Oh, that sounds so exciting. You're going to have to tell me more about that later.
I pick myself up,
I
dust myself off,
I have stories.
and say, you know what? I'm not in a forgiving mood. I'm going to lawyer up.
Oh, no. Well, I will let you know that we've got a lot of lawyers here, so good luck.
I'm not sure. I'm not a legal expert, but there was a sign warning us that we would die.
What?
Yeah, what? Tell us about this sign, Skumk.
You know.
Hello, my name is Maul Goodman. I am I'm Coen's lawyer, and I think you have a very, very solid case here.
It said you're going to die. That's what it said.
And they did not deliver on that guarantee, so you can sue them for not killing you. You're looking at some heavy, like, I don't want to oversell you on this, but I think you have bags of gold.
Get out of here, Maul.
Are we talking triple
Your suit
figures?
is made of newspaper.
Maul shuffles off, crinkling as he goes.
That is unusual. You know, our signs don't usually threaten to kill the customers here.
I want to try and tip the cart over so that nobody else can get in it again.
You know,
All right, you'll have to do it straight.
This will be my vengeance. Like I send my vengeance to Bast, and I just tip the card.
You swear.
So
You swear a vow of enmity on the cart.
Athletics roll, Stan.
Yeah, I need you to do the athletics roll.
Yeah, 20.
Holy shit. Okay, you roll a 20.
just flip it over.
And you don't quite knock it over. However, you tip the entire train diagonally as people are sitting in it. And they're like, whoa!
All right.
And then it crashes back onto the track. And the ride administrator is like, sir, please don't kick the cars.
I grab the ride administrator and say, what the hell happened?
Sir, I can't say for sure what happened, but I can assure you that we will have it investigated. I will notify our management, and they will certainly make it up to you.
Okay.
You know, I didn't want to go on, and it was really scary when we were going on, but, you know, it was pretty fun.
Now you're coming around to my way of thinking, Skumk. I'm having a good influence on you.
I guess so. Skumk is a goblin again, not a octopus.
So, I am just curious, Jelly Butter, who's your favorite character? You seem really into Landy.
Well, I mean, they're all such classic, iconic characters, but if I had to choose, I would say Loopy. Loopy the capybara is...
Oh, I love
she's my favorite.
Loopy too. So fuzzy.
So fuzzy, just so chill, you know?
Did you know that we have a Loopy ride?
You do?
We do.
I grab Ronaldo's hand and I start heading towards the Loopy ride.
Yeah, let's just head on over to the Loopy Loop and check it out. It is brand new, and I promise it is probably not going to kill any of you. It's very safe.
Coen is suspicious, and he's now looking everywhere as we're walking along.
Good enough for me.
Can we find somewhere to eat?
Well, there's lots of corn dog stands on the way. Only corn dog stands.
Corn dogs? I love corn dogs.
Corn dogs everywhere.
I buy Ronaldo and I a corn dog, and I reach into my bag and I slather mine in butter.
As an Australian, I have no idea what a corn dog is.
It's a hot dog covered in cornbread on a stick.
Covered in
Is it-
cornbread.
Is it then deep fried
Yeah,
or
it's
something? I've never seen a corn dog in
okay.
real life either, I don't think.
What?
We call those
You
something.
poor
We call
deprived
those something
people.
else.
Wait, what the fuck are you talking about, Ivan?
So Ronaldo gets his corn dog and looks at it, smiles, slathers it in mustard and says, well, hot diggity corn dog, and shoves it in his mouth and munches happily.
I recommend making a little face on your corn dog with ketchup.
Ronaldo is the only spot of joy in my life.
We call those Dagwood dogs in Australia.
Wait, really?
There you go.
That's your
Googling this
your
right now.
your international culture corner.
No, I
Yeah.
know.
Teaching you
So
stuff.
I think we've got an episode name. So you guys head on over to the Loopy Loop ride.
I'm just staring at everything as we go past, looking for things that are trying to kill me.
And as you arrive there, you see the character, Loopy, the capybara, walking around giving children everywhere hugs and greeting them just before they go on his ride or her ride.
I want to give it a hug.
Go.
You have to roll for that.
Yeah.
I give it a hug.
Roll for how good the hug is.
I do not go towards it.
Jelly, you rush into the arms of the capybara, and the capybara...
I'm like body checking children as I run towards this capybara.
Just shouldering them out of the road.
The capybara expectantly takes you into its arms and returns your hug with the same level of passion and joy.
This
capybara can really tell when someone loves Loopy.
I am visibly weeping right now.
Passion. I hide behind Coen's legs.
Yeah.
I'm scared of it.
And I just hang back, looking out for things I could use as a weapon.
Listen, Loopy, you taught me as a small tiefling growing up into the desert that it was okay to love both boys and girls. And that was
the Landy cartoons were very progressive.
Yes, they were. Listen, I'd never gotten that affirmation before growing up, and I can't thank you enough for that.
Well, Loopy and Her Two Mums was my favorite book.
It was great.
Yeah, Loopy's a lot like the Babadook, and that is just kind of one of those underground icons that only the community knows about.
Yeah. Okay, someone draw a capybara wearing those flamingo sunglasses and the crop top with the rainbow suspenders in front of the pride flag.
Loopy gives Jelly not a condescending, but a very warm and sweet pat on her head to acknowledge, because she can't speak, but to acknowledge and affirm her feelings. And then moves on to other children who are waiting to see Loopy.
Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear fur.
I think Loopy sees me being shy behind Coen's legs and thinks that I'm a child and beckons me over.
Sure, yeah. Loopy sees Skumk being shy behind Coen's legs and makes a gesture to come over to her.
I
give Skump a little sort of push on the back. Just there.
I walk halfway and then look back at the others still standing there. I look back at Coen for support.
I look encouragingly at him.
I
walk over to Loopy.
And Loopy reaches out to you just a hand to see if you wanna hold her hand.
I shake her hand gingerly.
She shakes your hand. It feels very comfortable. Your hand inside her fursuit.
Yeah.
And then she opens up her arms to see if you want to give her a hug.
If you're really that emotionally needy, I guess.
You hear muffled laughter coming from inside the costume.
I give her a hug.
And this is the moment Scump becomes a furry.
So we're 2 for 2 as far as furries in our party go.
She returns your hug, and at this point, Garbager decides to lead you guys towards the Loopy Loop ride.
Come on, let's go.
You were so verbose before.
I walk over to the entrance to the ride and I look wistfully over my shoulder back at Loopy, and then I continue forward.
I nudge Jelly Butter and say, I'm friends with Loopy.
I want to do a full perception check on this ride and see if what on it can kill us. That's a 20.
I'm so pessimistic, Coen.
Okay, this ride, you notice, is brand new and looks significantly safer than the Catastrophe. It was released this year, and it is obviously the star attraction of Landy World. It is a large metal roller coaster with 7 loop-de-loops, and one of them, a giant ring, you figure to be about 300 feet in diameter.
Yeah, we're definitely going to die.
And you head into the VIP lane, which gets you right to the train car, and you enter into the train, pull down the plastic harness from overhead.
I
The ride administrator tells everyone to keep their... I'm sorry?
Oh, I said I actually get some rope out of my gear and I tie myself onto the seat.
All right. The ride administrator tells everyone to keep their arms and legs inside the car at all times. And you see in front of you a light turn from red to yellow. And just as it hits green, the car is launched incredibly fast. You rush up the first hill, only barely slowing down as you reach the top before the train rushes down the hill. You notice that this time the ride is much more comfortable and the harnesses feel quite sturdy. You quickly move through the first 3 loops with no trouble, and soon you climb up yet another large hill. Large enough that there's a chain that assists in pulling you up further, and you're almost level with the sign atop the gargantuan Pop Goes the World exhibit when you are pulled down an ungodly long hill and thrust into the giant loop. The feeling is intense. Despite being upside down, the force of gravity is pushing you into your seat as you continue through the arc of the ring. And before you know it, you're headed back down. But then, you're heading back up that large ring again. You know the track did not reconnect to the ring, but there you are going through it again.
It's a Mobius ring.
And as soon as you come back down, you're going back up the large loop. This time, you notice it's a little faster than before. There are other changes you notice. The people around you, outside of your group, are not the same. You come back down and you're in the ring again, faster, and you continue this way for a while. You see the people around you change, and the world around you seems to be moving incredibly fast. The clouds are tearing through the sky at breakneck speed, and you see the sun cross to the western horizon, and now it's dark. The lights are glowing all over the park, and the Pop Goes the World sphere is glowing a brilliant silver blue.
Coen vomits, and the vomit comes back around and hits him in the face.
Oh, there's so much vomit. And just as it reaches the state, you come down the loop and continue with the ride. You go through the next 3 loops normally and without incident. However, this time, you're alone in the train. You stop at the station, and there's no one there. The lights in the park all go out incrementally. On the attractions, the street lights, and finally the giant glowing sphere goes dark.
Did some people fall out?
Are we in another dimension?
That was kind of weird.
Did they just leave because of the vomit?
Did this happen in one of the Loopy books?
Because I was thinking about it. I was considering just leaving at some point. It was a little long.
Well, in book 7, A Loop Through Time, Loopy boards a magic carriage that takes her to 2 different dimensions. I think this might be a similar situation.
And guys, I'm going to be straight with you. That was pretty weird, and I am not super comfortable with what just happened.
Oh, Garbager, I pat him on the back.
I'm cleaning the vomit of my scale mail.
Oh, that's going to be really... That's going to be a
You've
pain
been
in
traveling
the
around
ass
the park
to
in scale
Of
mail.
course.
Never leave home without
I
it.
never leave home without it.
Coen is like that dad that like takes a first aid kit everywhere he goes.
Absolutely.
Has like traffic cones in the back of his car.
So you exit the ride, and the park is, for all intents and purposes, this park is completely empty and closed. But you hear some shuffling around you, and I need you to roll a perception check.
Oh, critical 20.
Ooh, nat 20 for Coen.
Oops, that was a D6.
Jelly rolls 11.
Natural
Skumk
6 for
rolls
Skumk.
10.
I got a 10.
I got a 14 on a D6, which is surprising.
All right, so Coen, Garbager, Skumk, and Jelly, all 4 of you, you look to your east, and from the general area of the loopy-loop roller coaster, you hear footsteps shuffling towards you and a hissing breathing sound. And before you, you see the figure you saw in the Spider Palace. The faceless, humanoid body with just a hole in the center of the head. And you see it's not alone. There are more behind it, and you hear the shuffling now coming from behind you as well. You find yourself surrounded by these monstrosities.
Ooh, spooky.
Babadooks everywhere.
Babadook, babadooku, babadook.
Stan, I am definitely Babashook.
Ba-dum, boom, boom. Call my baby Babadook. Tell you why.
Hi, I'm Stan Ferguson.
Hi, I'm Joe D. Doyle.
Hello, all you cool cats and hip
Hippopotamuses.
hot dogs. I'm Hayden.
Hi, it's me, Ivan from this podcast.
And I'm very special guest star Michael M. Rader. The M stands for magic.
Yay.
Magic.
I thought it stood for Michael.
That too.
Michael Rader.
Very little imagination from the
thanks
parents.
for joining us, Michael M. Rader. Before we get to how awesome Michael Rader is, we want to say thank you very much to Darth Gizmo 66, Nico Sparkle, and Divisive Issues for giving us some excellent reviews on iTunes. Again, we can't say it enough.
You guys rock.
Please, please, please give us a quick review into iTunes. I mean, literally, Darth Gizmo 66 review is just the word great. We're so happy with that.
And Divisive Issues wants to marry you, Stan. What's your response?
Yes, Divisive Issues asked me to DM me and or DM him.
That just means
in
deep
any
and
way I
meaningful.
want. So yeah, or direct message or dungeon master. You know what? I might direct message while I'm dungeon mastering him, and I think that's Ryan Healy. Who
And then
Ryan
have
Lynch.
a deep
Ryan.
and meaningful while you're there.
Ryan Lynch.
Yeah, Ryan Lynch.
Ryan Lynch
Of the Divisive Issues
I
podcast.
meant to say Ryan Lynch.
Ryan Healy is just someone you
Thank
know.
Just
Yeah.
somebody that you know right now.
You zagged on me, Michael.
I believe that was Ryan Lynch, and Ryan Lynch, thank you so much. Quick plug to Divisive Issues. Divisive Issues is on the same network as Square Roots, our enemy podcast.
Fuck you
So
guys.
definitely check out Divisive Issues with Ryan Lynch.
It's a comic book podcast.
Who else is on Divisive Issues?
There is also Sly Crappa. There is Phil Mavris. And there is, boy, he's going to be upset that I forgot his name. It starts with a D, and I know it, but
Derek.
it's escaping me right now.
It's Derek.
Darren. And Darren. Daryl. Darren?
Darfur.
Hold on. I should look this up before I...
It's Dad.
It's Ryan, Phil, Sly, and Daryl.
Dancing with the stars.
The Village of the Damned.
And Daryl Steffen.
They discuss heavy issues like different comics, and it's kind of like a political talk show, but they're not talking politics. But they do have a show called Oops, I Talked Politics, where they do talk politics. So, that said, speaking of Ryan Lynch, and speaking of our special guest, Michael M. Rader, you guys host a show called We'll Get It Right Next Year. Am I right?
You are entirely correct, Stan. Yes, we have a podcast together called We'll Get It Right Next Year, an adventure in cinema, which is a podcast where we spend an entire year speculating about the plot of a movie. This year, we are speculating about We Bought a Zoo. And we just had a major continuity reboot on our 10th episode, so that's a good onboarding point if you don't want to delve into the deep lore of We'll Get It Right Next Year.
Crisis on Infinite. We'll get right
Crisis
next
on
year.
Infinite Zoo.
And I was fortunate enough to get to have a guest appearance on We'll Get It Right Next Year, so
Stan
definitely
was
check that out.
great.
God, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, check out the Stan episode.
Check out all the episodes, not just the Stan episode. Yeah, a lot of fun, good times. Still don't know what We Got a Zoo is about, but I think you guys are getting very
We're getting
close.
closer and closer. We have abandoned our mafia plotline for a plotline involving the funerary industry and trying to make it free for everyone.
Universal funerary industry. That's
Yeah,
divisive
big
issue.
funeral.
Single payer funeral industry.
Michael, let me pitch something to you.
Yeah,
okay,
okay.
next year, after all this is over and you've watched We Bought a Zoo, I know what movie you should do next.
Okay.
The Judas Project.
Ooh, I don't know anything about that one.
Ooh.
I
Yeah.
guarantee you will never guess in a million years what this movie is about.
I agree with Hayden 100%
All right, well, keep
on
that one under your hat for when you eventually guest on our show and we ask you if you have a suggestion for the future.
Oh, definitely will.
Awesome.
Look forward to doing that. Maybe I'll actually listen to the show. I'm just kidding.
You jackass.
I'm just kidding. I've listened to every episode.
Now, speaking of Hayden, you've got your own podcast now, right?
Yep, podcast of my very own.
Everybody's
I
got their own
went off into the
podcast.
great unknown west and staked my claim. It's called That Gay Shit, and it's me and two other giant queers talking about
Gay shit?
queer narratives.
Wait, who are they? Who are your co-hosts?
They
Name
don't-
them.
Listen, it's just me talking.
Unless
to
they
myself.
have secret names.
Hayden puts on two other accents and just pretends he's got friends.
It's called That Gay Shit. I host it with my 2 best friends in the entire world. No one's better friends with me than those 2.
Thanks.
Dan and Alicia. They are awesome, cool people and very gay, like me.
So gay.
Yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, we what we do is we talk about queer narratives in media, whether they are explicitly there or not. So we've done episodes on explicitly queer stuff, like an arc in Supergirl that involves a queer character coming out, and also just shit that we make up, like the fact that 10 Things I Hate About You is actually about 2 bisexual people meeting each other and falling in love. It's a cool show. Queer people talking about queer things. Tons of fun.
Awesome. Yeah, and I can speak that Alicia listens to our show, and so she's awesome.
That's how we met, actually.
And Dan is just an amazing dude and super funny.
Despite the fact he doesn't listen to our show.
Actually, I think Dan's in our group.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, Dan's in every group.
Maybe he secretly listens and just doesn't post. But
I've never asked him, so
so definitely listen to That Gay Shit with Alicia, Dan, and Hayden. Finally, of course, Ivan continues hosting with The Color of Friendship, and I can tell you that their most recent episode, Invisible Sister, is one of the funniest fucking episodes of podcasts I have ever heard in my many years of listening and podcasting. That was incredible, Ivan.
If you like Flaming Lips lyrics, I highly recommend it.
If you realize that you have the most beautiful face, it's a good podcast to listen to.
If you realize that you have the most beautiful face, you might be a redneck.
You may think to yourself, this is not my beautiful face.
beautiful house.
So you, of course, host that with Kylie Fong, Joel
Myers,
Kinnaman.
I wanted to say Joel Gray. What's Joel's last
Joel
name?
Myers, and Josh
Myers
Park.
and Josh Park.
And Josh Gad.
And guess who's on the episode we're about to record? Mr. Hayden Gibson, because Joel is out of town, so we're going to have Hayden on as a guest. And it's going to be about Teen Beach Movie, I think, which I haven't watched yet, and we haven't recorded it yet. So it's a secret, and I guess we'll never know.
The movie we're about to watch is super gay, and I can't wait to go on and tell all of you exactly how gay it is.
Yeah.
All right, so it'll be kind of like a cross between The Color of Friendship and That Gay Shit.
Here's
Basically.
a secret that I haven't
watch
tell.
the movie?
Yes, I didn't watch the movie
Uh-huh.
because I was.
It's going to be like a cross between We'll Get It Right Next Year and The
Oh
Color of
yeah,
Friendship.
I'll try and guess.
Yeah.
Michael, you want to be on?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can totally record with us if you have time. We're about to record it.
Michael, I will say you're one of the few straight people that I would allow on my show.
Aw, thank you.
You're right there on the list with Kevin Bacon, Kyle MacLachlan, Gal Gadot,
Wow.
and yep.
It's actually Godot.
Oh yeah,
Godot.
So again, follow us on Twitter, which Hayden has been doing a kick-ass job in, just really kind of making that not just our Twitter, but a unique Twitter account. I love it. I love what you're doing with it, Hayden.
It's because I'm drinking profusely every night and tweeting.
And Tumblr is being handled by Ivan, which is essentially just a big, giant goblin thing.
Those are at TSMRcast on both Tumblr and Twitter.
And finally, check out our Facebook group. There you'll find Michael as well. And our Facebook group is just They See Me Rollin' Facebook group. Also like our page. If you like our page, we'll update you when our episodes are coming out, or if there's going to be any delays like with this episode. And of course, like I said, Michael is on our Facebook group, so you can talk with him there as well.
Yeah, you can chat with me there, ask me questions, tell me what you think of the new favorite character, Garbager.
Yep.
Yeah.
Best character in the show.
Hit breakout character,
Yeah.
Garbager.
If they all say you're their favorite character, that's it. I'm leaving the podcast.
Yeah, if you want to see Garbager replace any of the main characters on They See Me Rolling permanently, sound off on the Facebook group.
Right in.
Michael, I just want to make sure you know you're not getting any money from the merchandising.
Oh. Well, in which case, no, that's fine. I'm good. I'm one off, 3 off.
Well, if we ever do the merchandising, the Garbager plushie is going to be the same thing as the Skumk plushie.
But with a hat.
Just with the fancy clothes.
Yeah, with fancy pants.
And a cigar, apparently.
No, Michael has slapped a saddle on the cash cow that is, we'll get it right next year, and it's just riding that through
That's not how
town.
you use cows, Hayden.
Listen, Michael, which one of us was raised on a dairy farm?
Well, I was raised on a beef farm, so, I mean, they didn't milk them, but they did slaughter them for meat, so...
Listen, on a dairy farm, what you want to do to get like the best milk possible is you want to ride your cow to market every morning. Really, really get its muscles working, you know, and then you'll get the best.
You got to
milk that
shake
way.
it up, and then you get milkshake from it.
Edit that out. That is.
All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening. Thank you again, Michael,
Thank you
for joining
for having
us.
me.
We look forward to working with you again on our next episode. You are absolutely amazing.
Oh, thank you. Gosh.
Thanks. Bye.
Goodbye.
Say your little thing, Hayden.
Fly on, you beautiful night birds, and thanks for all the spaghetti.
Bye.
Bye.
Our music was by Ron Lubovich. You can find Ron at www.godslittlepeepshow on the interweb, wherever you're going. And this podcast was edited by me? Who knows? Bye.
I only like serious stuff like
Motherfucker, what'd you just say?
holograms.
You just diss Landy?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just diss Landy? In my presence, no less?
I'm a
How
really
dare you.
expert hologram maker, and I make butter.
Oh, butter. I don't eat butter personally.
And I
'cause
commit
it's really high in
vengeance.
cholesterol, but I really am impressed with the
Skunk has
craftsmanship
become a
behind
single
it.
green goblin.
I cast Scorch and Ray Romano on Skunk. We are... Roll initiative, motherfucker.
All right. This bit has gone as far as it can go. Let's
I think this podcast has gone as far as it can go. Jesus Christ.
a fantasy roller coaster. You know what? That's definitely going to be a catastrophe.
You know, the whole park's open to you, but I would recommend going on Modspeed. I would recommend going on Modsy's. I can't say it. I would recommend going to Mobsy's Catastrophe Wooden Roller Coaster first. It's an oldie, but it's a goodie.
Guys, I think we need to stop the podcast real quick because I just found a video on how to make edible Oreo fidget spinners, and this is the most important thing right now.
Send
Alright,
that
I
to
gotta-
me, please, but we're not going to talk about that.
Ronaldo is the only spot of joy in my life.
We call those Dagwood dogs in Australia.
Oh.
Wait, really?
There you go.
That's your
Googling this
I
your,
think we had an
your
episode
international culture corner.
No, I
Yeah.
know.
Teaching it
Candy
stuff.
floss. Or fairy floss.
Yeah. We call it fairy floss.
Yeah, fairy floss.
Oh, hold on
What-
1 second.
what-
I'll be right back.
Oh, and fairy bread is bread with butter and hundreds and thousands on it, which I'm sure Jelly would love. Oh, and I think you
Oh,
call
hell
hundreds
yeah,
and
I
thousands something else.
I don't know what that is, yeah.
There's sprinkles, multicolored sprinkle things.
Oh, yeah. We just call them sprinkles.
Yeah, you do. That's
Some
right.
people call them, what do they call them?
Space Cowboy?
There's some weird regionalisms for them. Some people call them jimmies.
Really?
Are we still talking about
Yeah.
corn dogs?
We're talking
we're-
about sprinkles
Yeah,
now.
hundreds and
Oh.
thousands.
And then I saw hundreds and thousands crying for this man.
And then I asked... Oh, wait, I forget.
Is Michael going to be in the next episode?
Well,
Yes.
Yes.
he's gonna have to.
He won't just mysteriously disappear.
Garbager has been
Garbager-
replaced.
Yeah.
Garbager died.
Yeah. Garbager died on his way back to the home planet.
Garbager just walks back up to space.
The Prince of...
I, for one, loved Michael as Garbager so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, you were
Think-
fantastic.
It wasn't what I expected. It was really good.
Yeah, I know. I was kind of thinking about like all the things we talked about, and I'm like, okay, what did we not talk about? What's the one idea we didn't go for? So
Loved Love the Black Parade there, reference there, Michael.
I can edit that out of the show.
Nope, that's staying in.
So I am now solo, so this is a secret message for Stan when he's editing this. My secret message is, Dear God, Stan, how do you edit this podcast? This is chaos, it's madness. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how anyone would do it. Well, that's my secret message. And hopefully I can get back into the meeting and talk to you some more about this. I don't know if I should stop this yet. I'm gonna go check on my kids. But seriously, this is good. This is a great show, Stan. You've done great things here, even if it's chaos. But I really appreciate you having me on the show. And right now, I think I'm doing an ASMR thing with you. It just kind of feels like ASMR. Right now, I'm cutting your hair. So clip, clipping your hair. Right now, okay, I'm clipping on the right side. And now I'm clipping on the left side. I'm clipping in the back. Clip. Ooh, your hair is so soft, Stan. There's so much of it. Clip. Oh, goodness. Now I'm going to buzz it with the razor. Bzz. Is this how ASMR usually goes? I don't know. I can't do ASMR. I only have one ear, so I can't do the Biaro thing. Hello, how are you doing today? I'm your barber, Michael, and I'm going to keep cutting your hair. Clip. The weather's rather fine out there, is it not? A touch rainy, I think. Yes, it's a lot warmer than it used to be when I was a child. Back when I was a child, you see, the weather was always fine. Ooh, and so I can get back in, so I don't have to keep trying to imagine what a barber says, which is good because I can't really get into the barber character. And it looks like I'm back in here. And I'm going to come back in as the barber. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, wait, I'm still muted.
Hello.
Okay. Hello. Hey, I'm back.
Hey,
sorry about that,
That's
guys.
alright.
I don't know what the hell
It
happened.
gave me an opportunity to leave you secret messages, Stan.
Oh, where did you leave them?
In the recording.
Oh.
Stan sucks.
so-
that didn't work right because you can hear it.